I was when I was nearly raped by my uncle. I must have been about 13. And then you know, those days we wouldn't hear much about rape because a lot of people were not talking about it. Some people were concealing it, but it happened to me and it played a major part on my psyche. Made me to not trust men because I was just at a tender age and somebody that I saw as a father
Mhm.
never occurred to me. For me to even pin it down, it was difficult for me, but it's part of my life and I cannot excuse it. It was 1985. I will never forget that year. I was about 13. I had breast. And my uncle always used to come home late. And then my mother and my sisters, my mother was heading an organization called WODA. Mary Brannett took another women group out of that group called Women Initiative.
Mhm.
But my mother was heading a group called WODA, Women Development Association of Liberia. So they used to champion the cause of women. So you see, I'm still 18 years old.
Is it a bloodline?
So she they wrote a citation for support and she gave me this letter to give to my uncle because she was going other she said when he comes home he always come home late, give it to him. So by the time we leave tomorrow morning, he'll be finished giving his contribution to you to give to us. Right? So I
Mhm.
waited that evening. It was late. He came home and rang the doorbell. It was raining. Ooh, it rained that night. Cats and dogs. When he came, he asked me to bring his food. I served him. And then those days, normal days as they call it, when it starts to rain, electricity goes, current goes off. So
Mhm.
he told me to lit the candle. I lit the candle and you're eating by the candlelight. And then I brought the citation and gave to him. I said, oh, my mom said I should give you this citation. He said, read it for me. What does it say? He said, my eyes are bad. I can't read by candlelight. You have the younger eye. Read for me. So he was eating on the table and the paper was resting on the table. And I just looked over to read the paper from the same candlelight he was using to eat. I started to read the paper and all of a sudden I heard the cutlery stop. The movement of the cutlery, the spoons, the spoon and the fork stop. So I thought he was about to leave or he wanted to listen to what I was saying. When he
Mhm.
left the cutlery, his hands came around my breast. With both hands. I just felt this firm around my breast. Jack. When I jumped back, he said, oh, don't be afraid. Then he pushed the chair and got up. He said, don't be afraid. Then he pushed me to the wall, pinned me to the wall, man, trying to tear off my clothes to get to my breast. Then he took off his manhood and took my hand and said, touch it for a 13-year-old child. That heavy thing he said, touch it. I said, no. He bringing my hand closer, I pulling my hand back. That trauma, you must know that trauma I live with, man. To see that kind of thing, my age. Then he said, it won't hurt. Just touch it and massage it. Can you imagine? I was pulling back, and at the same time, he was tearing at my clothes to get to my naked body to rape me right there. But I was saved by the bell, I would say. because my sister boyfriend brought home and blew the car home. The horn sounded in the house. He said, "Who's that?" I said, "That my sister." He said, "Okay." Then he stopped what he was doing. He said, "Go open the door." Then he gave me money. He gave me $5 to coin. He said, "Give it to your mom." Then he gave me $1. We had dollar those days. He gave me one
Yeah.
whole dollar coin. The coin. He gave me $1. He said, "This one is for you. When everybody goes to bed, come in my room. I will leave the door open." So he went in his room. That night I wanted to wake my mother up, but she was snoring, so I didn't want to disturb her. When my sister came, I went in the room. He was sitting at the table. He did not leave. He was still sitting and saying, waiting for electricity to come. And then I went to my sister's room. It was her birthday. That's why I say I will never forget May 10th, 1985. I took a birthday present to her in her room. Then I went close to her and told her what had happened. I mean, she was astonished. Really? I said, yes. She said, our uncle always drunk. So maybe he was drunk. Don't tell mama. Don't tell mommy. I said, okay. Every young girl look up to her older sister, right? As a role model. So I explained to her, she said, don't tell our mom. Our uncle was drunk. So I didn't say anything. Saturday morning, they gathered to go for a walk. For the walk, they were walking from EWA Junction to City Hall. He rang the front doorbell. My cousin went there. And then he asked my cousin, where is me? He said, me in the background cooking. He said, call her. I went there. He said, why did I leave my door open for you and you never came? I was waiting for you last night. Then I thought with him myself. I said, oh, then he was not drunk. Oh. That's why I said with him myself. Then he said, what are you doing now? I
He
said, I'm
had
cooking.
the
He said,
gust
yeah,
to still come back and ask you that. He wasn't drunk.
yes. Yeah, he wasn't drunk. This is why,
It's something that
as
was
as
premeditated.
I was as young as I was. That's why I said within myself, oh, I don't think he was drunk as my sister suggested though. But then he said, what are you doing? I said, I'm cooking. He said, can't you leave the food with someone else to come to my room? I said, if I leave that food, my mom come and it's not properly cooked, she will whip me. So I can't leave it. He said, okay, go cook already and come. I'll be waiting for you. I went. I wasted so much time. I took my time to do everything I was doing because I didn't want to be called again. He rang the doorbell. I said, I'm still working. I got you working. I didn't come to his call. I waited for my sister to come. When my sister came by 2 a.m., 2 p.m., she brought food for us. She said, may I come for the leftovers, like cake, salad, and all that thing. I went for it. Then
Hmm.
I went in her room. I said, sister, I thought you said our uncle was drunk. When you left, he called me. He said, why I didn't go to his room? She said, what? Then he wasn't drunk. I said, the same thing I've been thinking. I said, so what do we do? Do we tell our mother? She said, no, not yet. This thing, the first time it happened was on a Friday. When they went for the walk, it was on a Saturday. He
Hmm.
tried again on Saturday. Sunday, he also tried. Monday, every time he did it, he made passes. I would tell my sister. Like I was doing my assignment on Saturday night. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing my math assignment. He said, let me help you. He never offered to help me before, ever in my life. Why was he so generous to me? So I told him I wanted to go urinate. I went in my room. Between my room and my sister's room, there was a plywood. So I would knock the plywood wall. She would hear me. I say, he's throwing me on the table, the red table where I study. She said, okay, go back. I'm coming. So I was there. She came outside. Uncle, we want to close up. Oh. May go in, mama. Go in our man room. You go finish your assignment. Guys, to sleep over, mom. and locked the door. I won't yell that door lock. I locked the door. My mom and my papa were not sleeping together. They had two separate rooms. She said, I want to hear the sound of the key turning in the door lock. I said, okay. I went in my room. And then he got up from the red table and went to his room and left the door halfway open also, thinking I would go. And then she locked up this place. That's how I packed my copy book, went in the bathroom, did my assignment, put it in my book bag, and went to bed. Sunday, he tried the same thing. So Monday morning, my sister left from there and went and told our aunt. Our aunt said, "Your report to your man. One day he will overpower this child. Don't wait for him to rape her. She been telling you from Friday. What more you want? That's enough proof." That's how she came. We went to my mom and I told her. She couldn't believe it. She couldn't stomach it. She couldn't comprehend because he told me the same fear. If you say anything, I will deal with you. I will do this to you. I will kill you. I will do this. I will do this all I want, and your people will not do anything to me. And the fear they put in you. But as my mouth can still run, it used to run when I was smoking. So I ran my mouth. So my advice to the younger people, even my advice to women like us, you, me, if you have a child living with you, because many of the rape that happen occur 90% family members. Our uncle, nephew, niece, nephew, cousin, stepfathers. These are people that rape people in the homes. So about 90% of the rape done by relative, people close to the victim. We as mothers can stop it. How? Changes that take place in a child. That means we the women have to open our eyes. When you see
Mm-hmm.
an active daughter of yours that was very active, and you see her sitting all by herself in the corner when you come home, call her in your room and ask her, why are you sitting so sadly? She has something to tell you. Be
Hmm.
persistent. Keep asking her. She will tell you either somebody is doing something to her. Because when these things are happening to younger children, they withdraw within themselves. You know, they
Mm-hmm.
kind of withdrawn. They are withdrawn. They go in the corner. They always into and they lock themselves up because they are traumatized. They're thinking they are battling in their mind. If I say A, they will kill me. If I say A, so call them, pet them. What's going on? Why are you sitting like this? You are not this kind of person. You are always active. Are you sick? Keep asking them. They will tell you. Depends on the rapport between you and this child. But when you are a
Mm-hmm.
mother and you come home and I want to bring, oh, nobody must tell me, oh, I'm very tired. I want to go and rest. That person withdrew. They will withdraw again, go in and say, they say, my man not waiting to listen to me. You
Yeah.
understand? Why you
Yeah.
think many of these little girls will go and tell other their play man or somebody in the community than you? Because you don't give the child the right to come to you to explain. You are
Yeah.
no longer in conversation with your child. Don't make the child afraid of you. When they are afraid of you, they won't say what is happening. Make them your friend. And when you see them sitting the way they sitting and they are not sick, ask them. You'll be surprised. Allah is the heredity in the womb that troubling them.
So
Now
intimate
my
all these
advice.
years. How have you been able to cope with that?
James Etta, as
Yeah.
I speak to you now, I don't trust a man. With my child, never. I don't. Because of what I went through, it's still at
Mm-hmm.
the back of my mind. For me to even start having a relationship, it took time because I was seeing every man to be a monster. Yes, no joke. It traumatizes you. I mean, 13, my dear, I was still a child.
Yeah.
My childhood was not that I didn't really enjoy my childhood. I lived with that trauma.
Yeah.
I lived with that trauma for years. I still live with it. But as I retell it, you know, for trauma counseling, they will tell you
Yeah.
those
It
traumatic
helps.
events, speak it out, keep talking about it,
It's
and it
retelling the
heals you.
story
So it
helps
been
the
healing
healing.
me. Over the years, as I speak about it, it heals me. Unlike before, I wasn't brave to speak about it. I was scared. One, I was afraid to say, "Oh, how my cousins would think about me that I exposed their father." No, he was an uncle.